Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So it looks like white supremacist apologist Judge Cormac Carney is at it again. He is yet to meet a violent MAGA man that he didn't love, that he didn't want to cradle in his bosom. Here's the deal. 27-year-old California man Tyler Laube admitted to punching a reporter in the face in 2017. Prosecutors say he punched this reporter several times, and they say Laube backed off only after a counter-protester doused him with pepper spray. So this occurred in the Margaritaville of California, the city of Huntington Beach. This happened at a pro-Trump rally. It was a Make America Great Again rally. And Laube was initially accused of being a member of the white supremacist group called Rise Above Movement. The group literally trains for violence against counter-protesters, and they traveled all around California initiating violence. So Laube was charged with a bunch of felonies under what's known as the Federal Anti-Riot Act, but Laube was allowed to plead down to a single misdemeanor count of interfering with a federally protected right without bodily injury. And this MAGA-loving judge just gave him the most ridiculously low sentence of all time because he thinks the prosecutor is biased against right-wingers. So yeah, you heard that right. He thinks that the prosecutors don't prosecute people on the left. So the judge made the sickening decision to give this guy time served. This was not based on the merits of the case at all against Laube. Laube spent 35 days in jail, and Judge Carney said, "Oh, you're now a free man because Antifa." I am not kidding. In his ruling, the judge wrote, quote, "From Mr. Laube's perspective, the journalist was dressed like a member of Antifa and was assisting somebody who had harassed a supporter of President Trump, which wrongfully led Mr. Laube to punch the journalist. As the rally organizer pushed Mr. Laube away from the journalist, the Antifa member who had slapped Mr. Laube twice proceeded to pepper spray Mr. Laube and other Trump supporters in the area." And then the judge also whined about selective prosecution. He went on a tirade about crimes Antifa allegedly committed at Trump rallies. And he said, quote, "No doubt the government and others will object to the court's sentence, focusing entirely on Mr. Laube's past white supremacist beliefs and ignoring the violent conduct of Antifa and similar groups." So essentially he's saying that because Laube was allegedly punched by a member of Antifa and the journalist looked like Antifa, his violence was justified, Laube was justified, or because Antifa may have committed other crimes or acts of violence, this guy should just get a pass? And because Antifa hasn't been prosecuted in his obviously closed faux news infected mind, this guy just should not be held accountable for punching a journalist. This judge is a disgrace. Where is his outrage for all of the peaceful BLM protesters who were rounded up and thrown in jail for absolutely no reason? Or the ones who were beaten and abused by the police? There is a reason that several cities have had to pay millions of dollars to BLM protesters. And what this judge is saying is, if you're a MAGA man and you mistake someone for Antifa because you're a moron, you're completely justified in violently assaulting them. And if this judge or this Rise Above group sounds familiar, it's because I recently shared another story, equally infuriating, about the founder of the group, a guy named Robert Rundo. Rundo, you guys might recall, this was not too long ago I shared this. He is a violent white supremacist. He was arrested for violence at these rallies. This is his group. When they let him out of jail pending trial, he fled the country. He had to be extradited back to the US, and they found out he was off hanging out with neo-Nazis. I'm not kidding. Still, this jackass judge tried to drop the charges against him for the same reason. For the same reason he let this Laube guy off with a slap on the wrist. Now, luckily, the prosecutors were able to file an emergency appeal, and so Rondeau is still being held. He's in prison or in jail, at least, until the appeals court can weigh in. This judge needs to go. It's just that simple. This judge is disgraceful. When you can't set aside your personal and political beliefs long enough to legitimately sentence a violent offender, you need to go. It is time for you to be removed from the bench. So I hope the prosecutors appeal this as well, if that's possible. I hope that there's something that can be done. Anyway, I will let you know when I hear more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.